professional record, 3-0, 1 knockout. Please welcome Kes Ashback.
Great boxer, Kes Ashback. I don't think we've seen anything like what he's capable of. Obviously, he had those kind of 12, 18 months that a bit of indecision and contractual problems returning pro. So he's a little bit behind some of the other Olympians, but be under no illusion, had he turned over the same time as them, we'd be seeing a similar kind of progress.
9 stone, 3 ounces for the leads charge. 9 stone, 3 ounces.
Looking forward to seeing what he can do next year.
He was almost a little bit wound up, wasn't he, yesterday at the press site, saying, I feel like, I want to catch up with these guys. I feel like I've been left behind. And that for me is a good thing, because it shows his ambition and his will to succeed. So I've been very impressed with him and his trainer, Kelvin.
What's up with y'all? What's going on? I'm actually about to, I'm going to be here until 9, which is about another 47 minutes. Then got to come back. I'm going to be gone from like 9 to like 12, maybe 1. Come back and upload some videos. You know what it is. We got the weigh-ins. These weigh-ins. We got the weigh-ins for Loma versus Pedraza. We got the weigh-ins for the last HBO card. And then we got the fights tomorrow. So busy weekend. Then next week is Canelo versus Fielding. So, busy week. Also, Joseph Parker fights next week, too, real early in the morning. So, we're going to make it through these weigh-ins, and then I'm going to upload the individual weigh-ins for the main fights of this card, which is Brook versus Zerafa. I forgot how to pronounce this damn guy's name. Josh Kelly versus David Evernessians. I just always call him Evernessians. Who's this?
Joe Pigford, Paulie Upton, so a reliable, solid journeyman, just the kind of experience that Shaquille Thompson is going to need going into his second contest.
So, busy weekend. I did a video earlier, and I got to be honest with you. We are limiting ourselves just covering boxing, but however, we are going to have some meetings. I can't do it next week. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it this month, but I'm going to set up some meetings with some local news organizations, companies such as the Philadelphia Daily News, Philadelphia Inquirer, Philadelphia Metro Tribune, and say, hey, listen, do you guys want some boxing coverage? I'm going to let them know it's not about money. We're not looking for money, but however, our journalists and videographers, they have to be compensated, right? So I noticed by looking on their website for Philadelphia, by default, I'm the #1 boxing media person in Philadelphia by default. But we're working on something. Before I fully do what I plan on doing in regards to covering other things outside of boxing, because in order to do that, that means I got to cut time somewhere else, like a time slot. So I'm going to have to cut boxing to be able to do other things that I want to do, but I don't want to do that. But however, we do cover more boxing than anybody on YouTube, and you got Dempsey Fury too. I ain't seen Dempsey Fury in a long ass time. But it's a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on. And right now, to be honest with you, it's like, we're just fed up. So regardless, obviously, as it stands right now, we're still going to cover boxing at the same capacity. Remember, we still got denied Wilder versus Fury credentials, but we still kept it moving. We still kept that shit moving. So today what we're doing is waiting for the Kell Brook, Michael Zerafa weigh in. I want to see what he looks like at 154. He looked good against Sergey Rebchenko. I want to see also if he weighs in below 154. How much below? Let me see what he.
It's going to be an 8-round super featherweight affair.
Oh, what's up? What y'all up to this Friday? This week has went by fast. This week has went by really, really fast. Believe it or not, it's a lot of Furies. One of them, some off-brand. Some off-brand fourth cousin Fury was a fucking dickhead on my Facebook on some fucking dickhead shit. So I had to unfriend him. No, he unfriended me. I don't unfriend anybody. I usually piss them off until they unfriend me. I don't unfriend anybody unless they do some rat bastard shit. Who's this guy?
Very ruthless, relentless fighter as well, and he'll want to dispatch him in good style.
Do you know what? You want to get out.
But anyway, what's up? What's going on? Honestly, I'm tired of talking about Wilder versus Fury, but, you know, now that the pay-per-view buys are out, after All Access and the replay tomorrow, what else is there really to talk about unless, like, negotiations open up? I'm so tired of the LDBC, but, you know, it is what it is with them. Yo, y'all are being denied because somebody has a vendetta. Truth be told, I'm not even like, it's not, I mean, I don't know what it is. Tstreet, what you think of the new Ring Magazine rankings? I don't rate the Ring Magazine rankings at all. I don't rate their rankings. Pound for pound rankings are, and individual, I can make up my own rankings and people are going to be like, his rankings are bullshit. Everybody's rankings are different. I only go by the sanctioning bodies in regards to the champions and mandatories. Thoughts on the World Boxing Series, Super Series being canceled? Well, it's not being canceled yet. It could possibly be. Well, it's not going to be canceled. Put it this way. I read the article, and basically what it is they're making assumptions that it could be canceled because fighters won't fight because they haven't received their bonuses. But I doubt it'll be canceled. It's been also known that they've been having some issues, you know, promoting these events and selling tickets. Why? Is because I don't know what type of fan bases they're appealing to. As I said in my last video, boxing media needs to be overhauled. They're not doing something right. You got this old guard, and put it this way, they're promoting these fights. When you see these press conferences and these media events, who are they catering to? Not the young audiences, because the young audiences are sitting there looking like, oh, this shit is boring, right? They're catering to older audiences that don't even fucking know how to use streaming apps. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. You know? Like, boxing media is weird as shit. I swear to you that boxing media is weird as fuck. You know? Like, they promote, like, they want to be hip and, like, in with the, and build new fans in with the new crowd and shit. But they promote, like, this is fucking 1970 and 1980 and 1990. They got to get more brash with their shit. You know, it's weird. Like, it's weird as shit. And they wonder, like, for example, they give high priority to these boxing writers that only do maybe one or two, maybe 5 articles at most. But yet people, they have the high mass in regards to their platform, but not the real casual and hardcore boxing fans that they should be reaching. The main event weigh-in is about to start now. Yeah, it's about to start now. One day, I think it's going to be David Diamante that's going to have the torch passed to him from Michael Buffer. I think that is him. You see him now, you know, when Michael Buffer come on, he got to go to the back. But looking at announcers, you got Jimmy Lennon, but yeah, he's not too far off. Buffer's around 72, I think, something like that. But when you look at overall boxing, I think Diamante may be, you know, the next in line in regards to passing of the torch. Because eventually Buffer going to have to retire. You know? Eventually. People talk about Kell. Yeah, Kell Brook is the fucking man. Not really feeling Diamante. Yeah, I mean, he got some, but who else is it, though? Who else is it besides him? Like, the torch has got to be passed. The torch is going to be passed. You know? I think with Max Kellerman will likely end up on ESPN, high-profile ESPN boxing telecast. I would love to see Roy Jones go over to the Zone, because they need somebody like him badly. I would love to see Roy Jones go over to the Zone on the color commentary team, because truth be told, I'm tired of Sugar Ray Leonard. I can't stand it.
Way into the main event. It's all tomorrow night at Sheffield Arena as Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing presents live on Sky Sports and exclusively streamed to the United States on DAZN. The main event, 12 rounds of boxing. This is a special elimination contest, and it's for the mandatory challenger to the WBA Super Welterweight Championship of the World. It'll be sponsored by William Hill, StubHub, and JD Sports, and sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, along with the World Boxing Association. So let's welcome the fighters to the stage and then onto the scales. First up onto the stage, his professional record, 25 victories, including 14 wins by knockout. He has 2 defeats, but in this division, as a super welterweight, he has a perfect record. 23 fights, 23 victories, 14 wins by knockout, 9 knockouts in 4 rounds or less. He comes to us from Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. He's the current WBA Oceania Super Welterweight Champion. Please welcome Michael Pretty Boy Zerafa. Stepping onto the scales first, once again, undefeated in his quest to fight as a super welterweight, 23 fights, 23 victories. Official weight?
10 stone, 13 pounds, 8 ounces for Michael Pretty Boy Zerafa.
153.8.
On for Michael Zerafa.
0.6.
And he needed to be because, of course, this is a super welterweight eliminator.
No strangers to the fans here in Sheffield. 37 victories as a professional, 26 big wins by knockout, 2 defeats. He's from Sheffield, Yorkshire, England.
Hold on, we're going to talk after the weigh-in.
WBC Silver Super Welterweight Champion and the former welterweight champion of the world. The special
This is my Marquez piss.
Kell. Special K.
It's not really his piss.
Brook.
Well, he put his stamp on the division by winning the IBF welterweight title against Sean Porter on away soil in 2014. Peak Sean Porter it was at that. Brilliant performance from Kell Brook. It was close, but he got the nod. Career-defining win for him, and he will be fingers and toes crossed for another career-defining performance in the new year as well.
Kell. Special K. Brook.
154 pounds, the second time he's weighed in. This weight since the beginning of the new year, always in terrific condition. The difference with this one, Darren, is that he looks healthy and fresh at the weight.
Yeah, I don't know if you've just seen what he's weighed there, but that's
unbelievable.
That's incredible. I mean, he's almost
2 pounds, 1 ounce for the special one. Kell Brook.
He weighed in. We couldn't see it. It was jumping around a lot, but he weighed in well under 154. He did this to prove a point to Amir Khan. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Matchroom Boxing, broadcast live on Sky. Stream exclusively to the United States on DAZN. Here they are, Michael Zerafa, Kell Brook, the main event tomorrow night, Sheffield Arena.
I love it. I love it.
right. So I see that right. It was 100.
Kell gonna beat that stripper down.
So he's 3 pounds over the welterweight limit. So I think he's making a point.
Once again, let's give it up for those fighters. Michael Pretty Boy Zerafa from Australia, from Sheffield, Yorkshire.
Well, nice to see the respect there.
World champion, Kell Special K. Brook.
Got the car back with Michael Zerafa last night. Really nice guy, lovely family. He's brought with him as well, and he's come a long, long way for.
Okay. Kell weighed in under 147 pounds. So, of course, tomorrow we're going to be covering all these fights. They are going to be on the zone from the very beginning. The card's going to start about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The co-feature is going to be Josh Kelly versus David Evernessians. And I forgot the other one. Kid Galahad versus who? Does Brook get another title shot? Well, Eddie Hearn is positioning him for the WBA mandatory. So whatever happens with his next fight, if he wins tomorrow, obviously, he'll be in position to fight for the WBA Against who? Brian Castellano or Jarrett Swift-Hurd? So it's going to depend on, okay, for example, Jarrett Swift-Hurd, he's decided that his next fight is going to be another tune-up fight before he takes the Jermell Charlo fight, who fights on December the 22nd against Tony Harrison. Hopefully we want to get to that fight. I personally, we're not sending anybody, even though I wanted to, but I personally applied for that fight to see if we're going to get in. Because the issue we're having, for those who don't know, when it comes to, this is David Evanesians right here. When it comes to, like, we're getting too much resistance when it comes to, look at Johnny Nelson. If it was Wilder winning the Fury fight, he would have had Fury up some ridiculous amount of points. Wait, shut up.
I've seen him walk around the hotel again, as we do most of the fighters on fight weekend.
6 ounces for the former WBA regular welterweight champion of the world, David Evanesians.
It is worth noting that he was stopped by Egidijus Cavalius.
He got beat. No, he beat Shane Mosley to be the mandatory for Keith Thurman, but ended up getting Lamont Peterson, who beat him. WBA is weird. WBA is weird as shit. Give me $5 million and you can take my eyes. What? $5 million? Yo, you what? $5 million is a lot of money for your eyes. Yeah, his shit is bionic now. He's got bionic eyes. You can never break Kell Brook eye socket again. And he has something else fixed too. Was it a shoulder or an arm? He can't never fuck that up. He got a plate in there too. Josh Kelly
says the most naturally gifted fighter he's ever had the pleasure of working with. And from someone with Adam Boo's experience, that's some compliment.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see why he hasn't got wrong yet, has he? But this
Josh Kelly.
So I'm interested to see what he's made of.
Also, sometimes when they do the weigh-in early like that for the main event, it usually means something bad. I'm not saying that Kell Brook is having issues, because he did weigh well in under 154, but usually if they have the main event weigh-in, sometimes it may be a broadcast issue. Sometimes, for example, if they wanted to be seen on Sky Sports over there and something else is coming on, or it can mean in another time that, well, let's get his weigh-in out of the way first so he can go motherfucking eat because he's hungry as shit. He's going to get sick. You see what I'm saying? But for him to weigh in that well under, if he weighed in at 152, he was like 150, 151 at the most. It kept jumping around because he was flexing and shit. I can't wait to see what the real exact number was. You know? Kell Brook went in full glove. Yeah, listen, Kell Brook is the man. Kell Brook is the man. Kell Brook is the motherfucking man. Like, you can't take that away from him. You know? Ain't no bitch in his heart. You think Zerafa going to walk him down? What time is it? I would say that you high over there. Well, it's a Friday. Did you get off work early, Britt? It's 1:29 p.m. over in the UK. Did you get off work early and you get you some good stuff and you home chilling? It's cool if you home chilling, you know, and you seeing crazy shit. I don't know, but it can happen. Because Zerafa has won his last 8 fights since losing to Peter Quillen via dramatic knockout. At 160, by the way. And Peter Quillen now fights at 168. You know? What is up with the white man's dreadlocks? That's David Diamante. That's his shit. I know that's high maintenance, though, because you got to really, really cleanse that. You got to soak it. He got to soak his head. Because that shit probably, you know, you got to take proper care of that because that shit is stink. Right? So obviously every week before he go to a fight, he got a motherfucking, imagine like if he walking somewhere or if it get dipped in some shit. Or if like he in a restaurant and it's hanging over the back of the chair and somebody spill like some fucking sauce on it, like, oh, and like some ranch or some blue cheese or something going to that shit. That's a bad day for him. Or if like he walking around and he don't know if it's some shit on his hair. So somebody got to tell him, your shit on your hair, and he got to pull it around like, ugh, and then look. That's too much for me. That's too much. That's way too much work. Kell Brook, Errol Spence, rematch. That shit ain't happening, bro. Errol Spence got his whole plan lined up. It's going to be Mikey Garcia, Sean Porter, or Keith Thurman, and then likely Pacquiao or whoever wins that. You know, nah. Sorry, bro. Ain't happening. Look how long this shit is. What happens when he take what happened when he take a shit? Like, do he have to like put it on his shoulder and like hold it up so it don't hit like the back of the toilet like shit back there? And like I bet those tips like the germs, man. Man, he cool to me. David Diamante, cool dude. You know? That's high maintenance right there. That's high maintenance. that's high. That's the highest of the high maintenance right there. With that shit is all the way down to his ankles. That shit is all the way. Like, and the thing is, I've been watching him for years, and I'm realizing I've been watching him for years, and it's getting longer. Look, it's all the way down to his ankles. It's crazy. He the fucking man, though. What you think his chin like? Because to hold that shit up on his head, I bet you his chin is dynamite. You cannot knock him out. Juno Carroll. Let's tune in.
Champion, ranked number 4 in the world by the IBF, fighting out of Dublin, Ireland. He is the Celtic Warrior, Jono.
What if he pissed everybody off and one day we found out that shit a wig? What if he found out that shit a wig?
King Kong Carroll.
Oh, strong neck having ass.
Listen, they say Christmas starts early. It's
What?
certainly
What is
rivaling
this?
Dave Allen for Pants of the Year. Maybe we'll have to do that as an award on the 22nd.
Yeah, he's smart as shit. He is.
Jono Carroll, let's go. 3 pounds 6 ounces for the Celtic Warrior, Jono.
Somebody should make him cut his beard.
On the way then, Jono Carroll.
Number 3 in the world versus number 4 in the world, IBF final eliminator.
And the winner faces the IBF champion Tevin Farmer in the new year. What a Merry Christmas it would be to top off a brilliant year for Jono Carroll. Declan Geraghty fight would.
Yeah, Diamante is smart. I've seen some interviews of him before. Very, I mean, obviously he should be knowledgeable. He's an announcer. You got to know what you're talking about. Yeah, I heard about Demetrius Andre gun arrest. I don't know why he don't got a legal gun. What the fuck? Unless he got like a criminal history or some shit that we don't know about. But he gonna be cool. But it's like, bro, I mean, you know, like he should have a gun. He is a celebrity. And he do be riding on this solo. But, you know, why did he get pulled over? You know, but whatever. Like, he should have a gun. But it's like, bro, why is it not legal? What the fuck is you doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, Carroll and Frenois, Ireland versus France.
What a popular character he's already becoming, and he's going to be even more so, I think, after potentially a win on Saturday night too. Great personality, great fighting.
Nah, and then shouldn't he have someone carry it for him? True, but remember, if you're riding around on your solo, you don't want to have somebody with you all the time. You dig me? Like I say, I feel like this. Like, there's no reason why. I mean, like, put it this way. I understand, like, legally, they're gonna hit him with some shit. Not no jail time because you're gonna have like some probation or some shit like that. But it's like, bro, now you know better. Well, actually, I don't know if they're gonna allow him to get a legal gun. But it's like, man, get your motherfucking legal gun. Come on, man. I think that anybody, I'm for gun laws. You know, if you can get a legal gun and you right in the head, get it. Especially if you're a celebrity or athlete. And, you know, you're responsible, obviously. Somebody like Adrian Broner, I don't know, bro. I don't know. They gonna never give me a gun.
There's been a little bit of criticism on social media because Jose Carlos Paz was brought in at late night.
I don't know about Josh Kelly yet. I'm still, you know, I'm still trying to, I don't know about Josh Kelly. As you can tell, I don't know. You know, I'm still trying to figure him out. Not that I haven't been watching his fights. I don't know where he's going to be ranking. Because, see, they're trying to fast-track him. You know, but it's like, I don't know. You know, I don't know if that's the right thing to do right now. You know? Yeah, exactly. I'm still on the fence. But I have been watching him. I've watched live, like, his last 5-6 fights maybe. Like, for example, look at Josh Taylor at 140 in the World Boxing Super Series. I'm still, him and Regis Prograis, like, I really want the World Boxing Super Series to continue. I think it will continue. They're just going to probably have some lawsuits to get through.
Took bronze at the World Championships in 2014. He took gold in Glasgow at the Commonwealth Games. And now, 0. His record stands perfect. 8-0, 7 of them coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Liverpool. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony the Machine Fowler.
Tell you something.
Him too, Anthony Fowler. Apparently, he watches the show. And I never covered one fight of his. I got to get on the ball, right?
Winning that Brit.
Tomorrow I'm going to cover him.
Yeah, it's a fight he really wants. He wants a big domestic stuff. And look, that's after breakfast this morning. Under the superweight limit.
He got a bit of a mangina.
After breakfast.
Camel toe.
Unheard of.
Absolutely fantastic.
I didn't even look at Boo the day before the weigh-in. Honestly,
Poor David Booth. I'm glad he's still here. The way he got glassed. That shit could have gotten his eye. He could have easily had an eye patch right now. He could have easily been eye patched up from that incident. He was pissed with that trickle of blood coming down. He was pissed. I would have been pissed too. They glassed the shit out of him. Got his ass glassed. It's funny in hindsight. That shit wasn't funny back then. But that shit was funny as fuck. Got his ass glassed.
Fowler notice call up from Jose Carlos Paz wasn't easy to get people to commit to someone as good as Fowler at late notice because they wanted a decent opponent. But he sees something there that he thinks, okay, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna step up to the plate. And I guess
he was walking around the crowd like asking people like, "What the fuck happened?" People looking at him like, "Bro, are you all right? What the fuck?" Bro, what the fuck? Are you all right? White disc hail and the gloves are off. Yeah, that shit is weird. The gloves are off. Did you watch it? It was bizarre. Here, let's go watch a clip. I'm going to pull up a clip for y'all. This weigh-in is over. I'm going to pull up a clip for y'all. I like Born Again Christian Dereck Chisora. I like Born Again Dereck Chisora. Hold on, let me find the clip. We can't watch the whole thing because Sky's supposed to be tripping.
Dereck Chisora. You want? What people were raving about. So don't get in.
The track is going.
What part was it at?
Dylan, are you telling the truth? Are you really sure you're telling the truth?
I had the timestamp.
Don't just thinking about his money,
That's
man.
a good idea.
Klitschko, so yeah, they
Scared of me? What are you talking about?
you're a man of God.
Exactly. Why should
you
people be scared of me?
throwing tables at the cows and stuff, you know. More confident in.
Damn, I forgot the
So your man is
timestamp.
completely unhinged. Nothing after, not the dad. I'm thinking about it. No, as these are God.
Here, I'll go to my video.
Not even thinking about it. Not even thinking about it because that fight is way out there. You know, it's way out there. There's.
I like Born Again No Sinning. He probably sinned a little bit. But I like Born Again Christian Dereck Chisora because it's bizarre seeing him so serene. Like right here, watch the beginning.
How'd you beat this man?
It's like this, man. Have you ever taken those?
Listen.
Fight. How'd you beat this man?
It's like this, man. Have you ever taken those pills, the laxative pills? You know, the ones you take, you pop, and you wait for 20 minutes, you go to the toilet, and they go through you? I'm gonna go through this man.
It's a bit of a weird analogy.
Everybody knew exactly what I was talking about.
Fight. How'd you beat this man?
It's like this, man. Have you ever taken those pills, the laxative pills? You know, the ones you take, you pop, and you wait for 20 minutes, you go to the toilet, and they go through you? I'm gonna go through this man.
It's a bit of a weird analogy.
Everybody knew exactly what I was talking about. I'm gonna go through this guy. He hasn't got any power punch or anything which is gonna bother me. I'm gonna go through him.
That shit would have freaked me out though. I would have been like, "What? What do you mean you're gonna go through me? Like through my bowels? Like through my intestines?" So you can tell they had to cut it because they probably was cracking the fuck up in the background because then you see Chisora say, "Everybody knew what I was talking about." He feel like, "Yeah, well, fuck, I got you." Like watch it. You can tell they had to cut because when Dylan White made that face, you can tell like they started laughing in the background, fucked up the whole scene.
Fight. How do you beat this man?
It's like this, man. Have you ever taken those pills, the laxative pills? You know, the ones you take, you pop, and you wait for 20 minutes to go to the toilet, and they go through you? I'm gonna go through this man.
It's a bit of a weird analogy.
Everybody knew exactly what I was talking about. I'm gonna go through this guy. He hasn't got
Dude is funny. He's hilarious
power
though.
punch or anything.
He is hilarious though. He is hilarious though. He is hilarious. I'm gonna go through you. That is weird though. Somebody say some shit like that to you. What do you do? Like people like you're just gonna be like, what? A laxative? Like who comes up with that? Also, certain laxatives are banned by VADA and USADA and WADA. Certain laxatives, depending on the chemical, makeup. No. Just saying. Now, obviously, heavyweights don't need to use laxatives, but, lower level, Yeah. That's why you saw there was no glass on the table. That table probably was bolted down, and also there was extra security in the background. Yeah, that was fucked up what he said about, hi, David Hay. David Hay, David Hay got a good name in the UK. His name still rings some bells. Of course, we're not going to forget Josh Warrington versus Carl Frampton. We're going to be working all those fights. But also, as I was saying earlier, man, I'm tired of this boxing shit. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this boxing shit. So we are expanding. And in order to expand, we have to make some cuts. That's how it is. We just don't have the time slots, meaning I don't have the time to be covering all of this boxing and trying to expand at the same time. So I'm building another website along with FightView 360. And we are going to start covering other news. And also, we are going to be auctioning our services off to local media outlets such as the Philadelphia Daily News, Inquirer, Metro, Tribune, et cetera, to get our credentials that way, since they think it's a game. It's this cat and mouse, man. This cat and mouse thing, I'm sick of it. These media calls, we're streaming in high quality, these press conferences, we're doing a lot, man. Is Joshua fighting Usyk April the 13th? Very likely, if they don't get a deal done with with Wilder or Tyson Fury, because it seems like they don't, the Dylan White fight has lost its momentum. That's what it seems like. Did Wilder result Fury decision stop covering? No, fuck that. No, why would that have anything to do with it? Nah, that has nothing to do with it. You think I'm gonna be like, oh, Fury won that fight, but they robbed him. I'm never covering boxing again. Hell no. You know how many robberies I've seen on like worse levels? For example, Kyle Yafai. That was a horrible ass decision. Horrible. So, no, get out of here. There's nothing to do with it. Remember, when controversy happens in boxing, this is Tstreet controversy, we win. If a controversial draw happens, all we got to do is call it like it is, and we still win. We don't have to rely on, sensationalism. If it's a bad call, bad decision, crazy knockout, underdog wins when he shouldn't, all those storylines, we win. So we don't have it's no incentive for us to not tell it like it is. There's no incentive. There's no incentive. None whatsoever. But I got some running around to do, so I got to start preparing. I'm going to be back later on this afternoon because I got a lot of videos to upload from the Cecilia Bracos, Carissa Shields press conference and everything that we streamed. And it was like an hour and a half long press conference, crazy as shit. We will be back later on, and then of course tomorrow, the Loma Pedraza weigh-ins are later on in the day. We got to cover those. And the Bracos, HBO last card weigh-ins, got to cover those. And tomorrow's the fights for all the major cards. Obviously, we're going to be covering those. I'm Tstreet Controversy. This is Tstreet Controversy Live. Please subscribe.